Here's the setup. The US Department of Defense labeled Anthropic, the AI safety company behind Claude, a supply chain risk. That's a serious designation. It can affect government contracts, partnerships, and the company's reputation at the highest levels of federal procurement. Anthropic didn't sit quietly. They sued the DOD, challenging that label in court. And then something nobody expected happened. More than 30 employees from OpenAI and Google DeepMind signed onto a statement supporting Anthropic's position. These aren't random tech workers. These are people who build competing AI products every single day. And they showed up to say, the DOD got this wrong. Let's unpack the DOD's label because it matters. When the federal government flags a company as a supply chain risk, it's essentially saying, we have concerns about this organization's ability to reliably and safely provide technology or services without compromising national security. This kind of designation can freeze a company out of massive government contracts. For AI companies right now, federal deals are enormous. We're talking billions in potential revenue. So this wasn't just a PR problem for Anthropic. It was potentially an existential threat to a massive revenue stream. And Anthropic's whole brand is built on being the safety-first AI company. Getting tagged as a security risk? That's a direct shot at the core of their identity. This is the part that breaks your brain a little. OpenAI and Anthropic are fighting for the same enterprise customers. Google DeepMind is building its own frontier models. So why would their employees stick their necks out for Anthropic? 2 reasons. First, precedent. If the DOD can slap a supply chain risk label on one AI company based on shaky grounds, they can do it to any AI company. Today it's Anthropic. Tomorrow, it could be OpenAI or Google. These employees understand that a bad precedent here is dangerous for the entire industry. Second, and this is the more interesting read, there's a shared identity forming among AI researchers and engineers that cuts across company lines. A kind of we're all in this together mentality when it comes to government overreach or mischaracterization of the technology they're building. There's another layer here that's deeply ironic. Anthropic was literally founded on AI safety principles. Several of its founders left OpenAI specifically because they wanted to take a more cautious, safety-focused approach to building powerful AI systems. The company structures its entire research philosophy around responsible development. So having the Department of Defense, an agency that you'd think would appreciate safety-conscious AI development, label you a risk? It's a bizarre inversion. The employees who signed onto Anthropic's defense likely understand this irony deeply. Many of them work on safety research themselves. Defending Anthropic in this context isn't just competitive strategy. For a lot of these signatories, it's personal. Zoom out. And this story is really about a much bigger tension that's only going to escalate. The US government is trying to figure out how to regulate, procure, and manage AI. And they're doing it at the same time the technology is moving faster than anyone can track. Agencies like the DOD are making high-stakes calls about which AI companies to trust, which to partner with, and which to flag as risks. And increasingly, the AI industry is pushing back. We've seen it with export controls, we've seen it with compute restrictions, and now we're seeing it in the courts. 30+ engineers and researchers signing a legal statement isn't just a gesture of solidarity. It's a signal that the AI industry is getting organized, getting vocal, and getting ready to fight for its interests at the highest levels of government. The lawsuit is still working through the courts, so we don't have a resolution yet. But the outcome matters enormously. If Anthropic wins and the supply chain risk designation gets overturned, it sets a standard that government agencies can't casually label AI companies as security threats without serious justification. If the DOD wins, it opens the door for much more aggressive government oversight, of which AI companies can even compete for federal work. Either way, this case is going to shape the relationship between Silicon Valley and Washington for years. And the fact that competitors lined up behind Anthropic suggests the industry sees this as a defining moment. One worth crossing company lines to influence.